The Marian reforms of the Roman Republican Army in 107 BC would change the organization and raising of the Roman army. Moving away from a system of conscription, wealth-based equipment allocation, the Marian reforms would create a professional army staffed by a professional army of soldiers who are paid a salary to serve the Roman state. The system would massively expand the rate of Roman conquest, but also lead to the Republic's downfall, as these professional soldiers became loyal only to their leaders. A famous example would be Julius Caesar, who used his legions to subjugate Gaul, then crossed the Rubicon and began the siege of an empire. 1500 years later, the Hungarian king Matthias Hunyadi, son of the regent of Hungary, Jan Hunyadi, who took power after the disastrous Battle of Varna killed the previous king, would study Caesar and build a professional army along the lines of Caesar's legions. This would become the Black Army of Hungary. With its traditional founding date being 1458, the Black Army would emerge as a prototype under Jan Hunyadi as a means to combat the increasingly emboldened Ottomans who had just recently crushed a Polish-Hungarian Crusader army at Varna on the 10th of November 1444. Originating as a corps of 6,000 to 8,000 Czech and German mercenaries, the uniqueness of this army was the professional organization. In contrast, armies of the 15th century in Europe relied on the feudal method of assembling an army, with the king calling his banners and relying on the contribution of levies from lords and vassals. A professional army undercuts the system by the army answering directly to the state, not to the local lord or vassal that in turn joins up with the king. It also means that the soldiers weren't levies, but instead professional soldiers who fought for a living. The only other European monarch that could muster a professional army was the King of France, who had at most a couple thousand, paling in comparison to the 28,000 of the Black Army. The soldiers of the Black Army was a wide array of nationalities who dwelled near or in Hungary at that time. While the initial core of the army consisted of German and Czech mercenaries, it expanded to include Polish, Hungarian, and Serbian soldiers who comprised the different units of the army. The Black Army was organized into different units, often based on nationality and of role. The main units consisted of infantry and a significant number of light and heavy cavalry. Matthias described the infantry as the common infantry, the armored infantry, and the shield bearers. The armored infantry and shield bearers cannot carry their arms and shields without page and servants, and since it is necessary to provide them with pages, each of them require one page per armor and shield and double bounty. Then there are the handgunners. They are very practical, set behind the shield bearers at the start of the battle, before the army is engaged, and in defense. Nearly all the infantry and arquebusiers are surrounded by armored soldiers and shield bearers, if they were standing behind a bastion. The large shields set together in a circle present the appearance of a fort, and similar to a wall in whose defense the infantry and all those among them fight almost as if from behind bastion walls or ramparts, and at a given moment break out from it. The majority of the force, however, is made up of light and heavy cavalry, numbering 20,000 out of 28,000 at its height. The army would also incorporate the use of gunpowder, with 25% of the army being armed with firearms, an incredibly high amount for the time. The Black Army would fight battles all over Hungary and Bohemia, which Matthias was king of, shown in the coat of arms of the Black Army. They would fight against Holy Roman incursions, the nations, and most importantly the Ottomans, as the Black Army would successfully delay Ottoman incursions in Hungary. However, while immensely successful, it was also immensely expensive, with a reported 70 to 80% of the Hungarian treasury going to fund the army, and after the election of King Vladislav II and an attempted mutiny, the army would be disbanded. Okay, good afternoon. We're on the battlefield. We're not going to be fighting a battle, because I certainly don't have enough storage in my Google Drive to upload footage of a battle, but I'm just going to be showing you guys some of the Black Army units. You can see in Hungarian it's Fekete Sereg, so Black Army handgunners, and you can see you got handgunners. In this mod, they're still working to implement handgunners, so doesn't like it looks like they're just holding little crossbows, but you can see the flag of Hungary. And let's move on now to the pikemen, the Fekete Sereg Armati, and they're dressed in traditional 15th century armor with pikes. Let's move on to the spearmen now. You can see have the Pavis shields, and yeah, black armor all around. Let's also now move on to the cavalry. As you can see, we got hussars in the front. the mercenaries. You can see they also have coat of arms on their shields. I think this one might be like Ragusa or there's Croatia. I don't know Hungarian coat of arms, so I'm doing anything wrong. But certainly there'll probably be a lot of coat of arms here on the Hungarian Knights. These are late knights. I chose them to model the army, like the heavy cavalry that would make up the Black Army. You can see with their lances. And you can see the different flags for the different states where these men would be drafted from. But yeah, in the forest we also have just some more Black Army units, more Hussars and Knights. And yeah, I'm Anthropology with Nick. I'll see you guys next time.